problems related to the sets chapter in math. So, for example, whenever we have the sets problem, it's very important to understand how set works and the symbols and what they mean. So, we'll do more practice because I've already explained the symbols and the concept of sets. So we will jump right into working some problems so we could better understand how to solve these problems. So the first one we want to look at is suppose it says find the union of each set. Okay, so suppose we have um, x is equal to, and then we have our set, which is 1, 3, and 5. And then we have another set, which is set y, which consists of elements 1, 2, and 3. Okay? So we're asked to find the union of these. So in order to find the union, what we do is we just look at both sets, see the elements they contain, and we just write them. So this will be x union y, and then we would put our brackets, and it'll be 1, 2, 3, and 5, because those are the only unique elements we have in both sets. 3 is repeated in both sets, but we only write it once because that's the rule of sets. Alright, so the next one, suppose it says set A is equal to, and then we put our brackets, element x such that x is natural number and multiple of 3, and multiple of 3. Sorry for the messy handwriting. So that's that. And then we have set B, which is also element x such that x is natural number less than 6, right? So we are asked to find the union of this. So in order to find the union of this, what we do is, it says multiple of sets. So this would become 3, 6, 9, and then remember we use ellipses to show that it continues. So those would be our multiples. And here it says natural number less than 6. So that would become 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So now we just have to find the union between those two. So therefore our union would become A union B, and then we put our brackets again. So it'll be, so that union means everything included. And remembering only to put ones the numbers that repeat in both sets. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, and so forth. So this is how we would answer that question. Right? So now moving on to the next part, where we are told that there's set A, which has elements 1, 2, 3, and then we have set B, which is empty set. Okay, so how do we find the union of these two? Because B is empty set, we would just say A union B would equal elements 1, 2, 3. Alright, so we would just list whatever is contained in element A because B is empty set. So this is how their union would be. In the next set, it says A is equal to elements A and B. B is equal to elements A, B, C. And they want to know, is A contained in B? That's one question. And then also, what is A union B? So to answer this question, this question would be yes, A is contained in B because every element of A is in B. Okay, so element of A are A and B, and element of B are these two, so they are contained. So therefore, yes. And for the union part, you would just make your brackets and write A, B, and C, and that would answer that question. Let's look at another example. It says if we're looking at elements A, B, C. So element A is ellipses 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then element B, we have it equals 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? And then C has 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? And we are asked, what is A union B union C? Okay? So this would equal 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6, 7, and 8. So we would include all the elements that are in each set, but we list them only once. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 was already in here, so we don't write that again. 3 was already in there, so we don't write that. So we just continue with 5, 6. 5, 6 is already in here, so we don't write that again. So we just put 7, 8. Okay? And then the next question, it says, let's say that there's set A, and we have 3, 5, 7, 9, 11 sets, and then C equals 11, 13, 15 as our elements, and then set D has elements 15 and 17. Right? And we are asked, is A intersecting C intersecting D? Okay. So for this one, if we look at A intersecting C, we just have 11 that is common in both A and C. And then that intersecting D, and only D is common between C and D. So this is common between these two, and this is common between these two. Okay, so it's like this. So there, but we are asked between A, C, D. So we would say that this right here is empty set. Okay, because there's nothing that is intersecting that is common between. So we have elements that intersect between A and C, and we have elements that intersect between A and D, but nothing that is intersecting all three elements at the same time. So therefore, it's an empty set. Okay? So the next one, we will move on, would be, let's say you have which one do we want to do? We'll do B, is union D, and that would be, I guess I will have to actually first tell you the elements before I could do this question. So let's try this again. So we are asked, here's element A. So actually, I'm going to tell you the question first. Sorry about that. So it says A intersecting B union D, and this is in parentheses. Okay. So I don't want to have to write all of the sets down, so therefore I'm just going to write these three down. So set A has elements 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, and that is it. And set B has elements 7, 9, 11, 13, and D has elements 15 and 17. Okay? So what we are going to do to solve this, because this is in the parentheses, okay? So first we do what's between B union D, okay? So B union D is elements 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, and 17, okay? And then for this whole thing, what we would do is list them. So we would list A and then unionize this with this, okay? So we would do these two and intersect them, okay? So we're intersecting this A set with this B union D set, which is right here. So we're intersecting both of these. So therefore, this whole thing becomes 7, 9, and 11. Okay? Because those are the three common elements we have in those two sets. So first, we have to find what is B union D. Once we find that, we intersect it with set A, and therefore this is our answer. Alright. Next one says intersecting B, which is in parentheses, and intersecting B union C. Okay, so now we need to know what set C is. So for this, it will be 11, 13, and 15. Okay, so first, again, we find A union B, or A intersecting B, which becomes set that has 7, 9, and 11. And this one, B intersecting C, would become elements 7, 9, 11, 13, and 15. Okay, so I'm just using these sets up here to come up with these numbers. Okay, and now we have to intersect both of these. Okay, so AB and with C. So what is intersecting between those two? 7, 9, 11, 7, 9, 11. So therefore, we would just write the answer to this thing would be elements 7, 9, and 11. Right? So all these are easy to solve. It's just understanding the symbols and being able to do it in multiple steps. All right? So don't forget to subscribe, like, and share.